Let's break this down so we can get a real grasp of what we're telling God. When we say that we're going to do something, we believe God in what He says, and we don't do it, then we make God a liar. Mm-hmm. That's what we're saying. God said this, but we say something different. Mm-hmm. We read this, but we do something different.
That's right. That's right.
What we do is we tell God, we say we trust the Lord, but like I told you this morning, I stand up here every Sunday and I preach to y'all about being blessed and being spiritually healed and all this stuff. But then what happens when it come and hit me in my face? Do I have the same faith that I'm trying to give y'all? Or am I just preaching a lie?
We don't activate what you told us.
I'm saying for myself. Now this is personal. I can speak to you about healing, but I'm worried about my healing.
Right.
I'm lying.
Right.
I'm saying to you something that I don't believe myself. So if I can say God can deliver you, He can deliver me. Right. In spite of what it looks like, in spite of what I'm going through, I got to practice what I preach.
Right. You got to be first partakers.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the spirit of doubt.
That's the spirit of doubt.
Yep.
Like Doubting Thomas, you got to be first partakers of what you say.
But let's go get Doubting Thomas as a Doubting Thomas. I found out that Doubting Thomas was one of the best ones they had because he asked questions.
That's right. That's right.
So whenever something came up, Doubting Thomas wanted to know.
That's right.
So why did they make him look so horrible? Because every time I heard of him, he looked horrible.
You got to study the scriptures for yourself and realize that Doubting Thomas was the one that asked questions.
That's right. That's right.
He wanted to know what was going on.
Everything.
It wasn't so much he was a Doubting Thomas. I mean, he was a question Thomas.
That's
But
right.
why we got to do this? Why we got to do this?
That's right.
Why we got to do this?
What's the purpose?
I need to understand this. You know, a lot of times that's what we do. Huh?
Yeah, true understanding.
Yeah,
Right.
true understanding. See, and that's what we got to be within ourselves. Getting back to what I was saying is we tell God, yeah, God, we believe you for this. But then we sit around and we worry about it.
See, that ain't trust.
I passed by the house the other day and I was doing something in the yard and there was a lady sitting on the porch. And God spoke to me just a plain thing. Say, tell her that whatever she's worried about, you got it. And there's no need to worry. And I spoke it and the lady was sitting on the porch and you saw her whole attitude about life change. And then when I left and I was driving down the street, you know what God said? And the same thing applies to you. No, I ain't talking about being obedient. I'm talking about the same thing that I spoke to that woman. I got to speak to myself.
Oh,
Y'all got that?
I got it.
This lady was an elderly lady. She looked like she had years on her, but God showed me that she was worried about the situation. See? And then I spoke that to her. But then, how can I speak something to you if I don't believe it for me?
True.
I can't speak healing to Crystal if I don't believe healing for myself. That's all right. You can't sit there and preach to somebody else if you ain't already preaching yourself first. We making God out of a lie when we tell people one thing, we don't believe it ourselves. We saying, God, you said it, but I don't believe it.
So therefore you won't achieve it.
You said it in your word, but I got a question about that. A lady, my superintendent asked me about 2 weeks ago, said, what is scripture when it talks about this woman, she's in church, and her husband got healed. He went to the doctor, he got healed, but she's still waiting on her healing. I said, Mary, you need to tell her faith ain't strong as her husband.
Amen. Amen.
Huh? You don't need no scripture for that. Faith without works is dead. Don't get mad with God. Maybe it's something that you ain't doing. Huh?
That's right. That's right.
You got to be careful what you say. Lord, whatever I go through, I'm going through. I trust you that I can go through. And God said, okay. But then the devil said, so that's what you said, huh? I tell you what, God, can I have permission to put something on him for a while? Huh? He said it. You said it, didn't you? But see, you got to be careful what you say because death and life is in the power of the tongue. And those that speak thereof. So you can speak yourself into some problems, out of some problems, into some problems, out of some situations, into some situations, or whatever come out of your mouth. Guess who hears it?
God.
No, the adversary. your man. The devil hear you complain about you don't feel good all the time. The devil hear you feel like you ain't gonna never get nowhere. The devil hear you saying you ain't gonna never have nothing. He hear that.
They hear every time you say something to God, too.
Yeah, he listening. He listening. How he know what to steal from? If you don't know what you got.
Because you open your mouth.
Because you open your mouth.
Wrapped up. You can't. God said we can do all things
See,
through Him.
it ain't so much that what goes in us that defiles us, it's what comes out.
Exactly.
With all this doubt, we can talk until our hair turn green. But until we put our faith in action, it ain't doing you no good to have a telephone and it ain't activated. You ain't gonna call in, and ain't nobody, you ain't gonna call out, and ain't nobody calling in. You just got it.
Sure.
It ain't no good until it's activated. Your faith ain't no good until it's activated.
Amen.
And you ain't got no, if you ain't got no control, you ain't gonna. We can go right back to self-control.
Mine is self-righteous. A self-righteous spirit. It's something about that I have to repent. Because I mean, you're gonna come trying to tell me about me, but you act like you have arrived, like you don't do nothing. And then if I see something that you do, then I had to be careful with that because it's like I play God.
Yeah, like you want to.
Yeah.
The Bible said business is mine, said the Lord.
Right.
I reflect. See, this is what they mean by people being self-righteous. They profess in Christianity. They thinking they're perfect. But the Bible said when a man thinks he is something, he is nothing.
Right.
He said we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. That's why we have to repent daily. I don't care if it's Pope Paul.
Yes.
He went through New York and all that place, but I know he had to repent of some stuff.
Yes.
So to be, you know what self-righteous is? Self-righteous. Self. It's all about you.
Here's a prayer right here about.
It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. Oh, like the scribes and Pharisees say, don't do as we do as we say. Ain't that what self-righteous is?
Yes.
Don't do what you see me do. You do what I tell you to do.
Man.
That's self-righteous people that stand before the people of God and make themselves God, and then you can see some stuff in them, and then you say, well, you ain't doing what you supposed to do.
Well, Pastor Proverbs says open rebuke is better than secret love. So when does that come into play?
In God's time. We don't go around looking for something in people's lives to try to degrade them.